Bruh. Is that better? Alright. We good. Hey, whoa. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to Scootless. And today, I'm going to be going over different types of compression, because I know it's a bit confusing, and I've learned the ways of the compression. So, right here on the Vault Pro scooters, because what better place to be at than Vault Pro scooters. First of all, we're going to start off with IHC, which is what I run currently, and it's what all my friends run, except for one of them who runs mini HIC, which is basically IHC. It's just for different, I don't know, it's a different fork, I guess. But IHC forks, they usually come in this little shim right here. So if you look over right here on this thing, that is an IHC shim. So basically it is made for standard bars only, or aluminum bars, and this shim is made to fit standard bars or aluminum bars with standard inner diameters. So that's what that shim is for, and it runs a 2-bolt clamp. So basically like HIC, but with IHC you have to have standard inner diameter bars. Doesn't matter what the outside diameter is, as long as the clamp fits it, then it works. So if your bar is if the bar's inner diameter is standard and the outer diameter is oversized, then you need IHC compression with an oversized clamp. If it's standard on both diameters, then you need a standard clamp and IHC compression. Now, if it is an oversized inner diameter, then you're going to have to run HIC, which is for like steel or titanium bars, and HIC forks don't have the shim on it. They're just bare forks. So what you need to buy is a HIC shim or HIC compression shim, which is right here, or an HIC kit. Now, depending on the length of the fork, you might need a different HIC kit. So like this root HIC kit is a little bit shorter than some other HIC kits. So just keep that in mind when you do want to run HIC. Now, if you have an IHC fork, you can get this NV IHC to HIC conversion shim, which slides over it and makes it fit oversized bars. So, or oversized inner diameter bars. So just keep that in mind. And also for both IHC, HIC, mini HIC, you need to have a bar with a slit, because if it does not have a slit, then your bars are just going to fly off your compression, and it's not going to be able to compress. The reason the bars have a slit is so that the bars can compress in. Now, as you can see, you have an NV IHC kit. That is the one I have, and a lot of people run that kit. So if you do have a fork without an IHC kit, I would recommend going with the NV, but of course you have all kinds of other kits out there to buy. Now, another one is SES, which is probably one of the most popular ones out there. A lot of street riders use them. I don't see many park riders riding it, but if you do ride SES, it is the strongest and it is the heaviest. So keep that in mind. If you're a weight freak, I would recommend going with either HIC or IHC, because IHC is going to be the lightest. HIC is a little stronger than IHC, but it is a little heavier, and it requires more components, and it is a little bit harder to put together. IHC is the easiest to put together, and it is the cheapest, and it is the lightest, and SES is the most expensive. So for an SES, you're going to need either a SES or an HIC fork. They're both compatible. SES, you can run both oversized and standard bars depending on the clamp you get. You're gonna need a fork that runs SES or HIC. and then you're going to need an SCS clamp with it, which is a 4-bolt clamp. So you're going to need a 4-bolt clamp. There are 3-bolt clamps, like this NV 3-bolt SCS, and they basically work the same, just one less bolt, so it is going to be a little bit lighter. Another compression is mini HIC, and I know if you have an AO quadrant complete, they have mini HIC, which is basically IHC, but they use a different type of shim, and it's basically the same thing, but it's not at the same time. It's a little different, but it's not as common. Like, they don't sell many HIC forks. So if you guys do want to run any of these, I hope this helped. Also, for SES, you are going to need to buy headset spacers. It kind of depends on the top cap of your headset. If your headset is a little taller, you're probably not going to need any headset spacers, but if you have like a Root Industry or a Proto Integratron headset, then you probably are going to need headset spacers, and the Vault sells them for fairly cheap, actually very cheap. I think they're about $1 per spacer. They range from about $1 to $5 depending on the headset spacer. So they have 2 mils, 5 mils, and 10 mils. I would buy one of each or a couple of each, just in case you need more than one, or just in case you do need some. I would recommend buying more than one. Also, depending on the headset you get, you also might need a 2 mil, 5 mil, or 10 mil. I doubt you're going to need a 10 mil, but I know you're probably going to need a 2 mil headset spacer depending on the headset you get, because sometimes the top cap will rub against the deck depending on the head to length and whatever. So keep that in mind as well when buying a new headset. If you do get SES, use the compression ring that comes with the clamp, or that comes with the fork. Sorry, it's either the clamp or the fork, because an SES compression ring is way different than an IHC or HIC compression ring. If you buy an IHC kit, it will come with a compression ring, and use that compression ring instead of the one comes with your fork, or any other fork that you get if you do plan on running IHC. So say you have like an SES fork and you do plan on running an IHC, and you buy a kit that is for IHC, use the compression ring that comes with the IHC compression kit, because the one that comes with the fork will not fit, because that is a different ring. It is a different compression ring. So just keep that in mind. Also, another thing, always use the bolt that comes with your fork if you're running SES, because most likely the clamp that you're going to get, the bolt is not going to fit your fork, depending on what fork you get. I know most forks, the bolts are going to be compatible with anything, but if you buy a tilt fork and a tilt SES clamp, you're going to need to use the bolt that comes with the tilt products, because they use an M8 compression bolt, which is very different than from the M6 ones that most SCS clamps come with. Tilt is doing a little bit different, so keep that in mind as well. So just see what parts you're getting, and some parts are compatible with others, but the most important thing is when you're running SCS and you buy tilt products, they do use a different bolt. So I would play it safe and always use the bolt that comes with your fork, because then you know it is definitely going to fit. If you buy a fork that's other than tilt, and you buy a tilt SCS clamp, just use the bolt that comes with the fork, because the bolt that comes with the clamp is not going to fit. If you buy a tilt fork and another SCS clamp, you are probably going to need to drill the hole that threads the bolt through the clamp, because the M8 bolts that tilt uses are a little bit wider, so you're probably going to need to drill a hole to make the bolt fit. And always use the bolt that comes with the fork. Just play it safe, because you never know what's going to happen. Be smart when you're doing stuff like that. So I think that is all I need to cover. Again, when running SES, you can run both standard or oversized bars. I do believe so. Yeah, you can run whatever bars you want with SCS. Most SCS clamps come with a shim. If you do run oversized bars, you just need to take that shim out of the clamp and then it'll fit. If you run standard, just keep the shim in and slip the bars through. If you are running HIC, you need oversized inner diameter bars. It doesn't matter what the outer diameter is, as long as you buy a clamp that fits it. and IHC is aluminum bars or standard inner diameter bars. And again, outer diameter does not matter as long as you buy a clamp that fits. For any compression, the outer diameter does not matter at all. Just keep that in mind when buying a clamp. So that is pretty much it. If you guys do have any questions, leave it down in the comment section down below, because I'm pretty sure there's something I forgot and didn't cover. But if you have any questions, definitely let me know. Let me know your opinions on what the best compression is. I love IHC. It's always worked for me. It is super light. And again, me being a park rider, I love a light scooter. If you are a street rider, definitely go for SES, because if you're jumping down huge staircases, SES is definitely going to be the part for you. If you're breaking parts, like if you're breaking your compression, if you're breaking your fork, if you're breaking your clamp, your bars, definitely go for SES. If you've only broken about a couple parts ever, go for IHC. It is definitely a bit stronger, especially since you're running steel bars. And HIC is definitely for someone who doesn't care about the weight. If you do want a super light scooter and you want something that's super easy to put together, and you're maybe a beginner rider or you're not out there breaking parts, and Claudius uses IHC, so just keep that in mind. Definitely go for IHC if you're not out there breaking parts or anything. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If you guys enjoyed the video, definitely leave a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to get notified every time we upload. It's probably this is the third video I've made today, and I'm gonna see if I can edit it and upload it tonight. But we'll see what happens. So yeah, guys, see you on the next video. Goodbye.